It's good against the OD, but I just would like to know more information before I pick Drow. But
Maybe they think it's like alongside the Undying, like a really good lane counter to OD part somehow.
I mean,
Or she's gonna get hooked 8 times. I don't know.
look at the synergy, right? Like there's the tombstone and well the stuff to kind of create a wall of things so she can't be hooked and it's hard to jump her. Undying is decent at also canceling blinks, so is Grimstroke to a degree. And Drow just kind of sits behind stuff and hits things. And she even protects the tombstone with a gust. It's like synergy is somewhat there in a very unorthodox kind of way.
Thank you,
yeah,
Analyst
she can even
Sorry.
pick up the she can even pick up the talent that Purge is a big fan of.
Which
Wide gust. I was playing with him the other day. Don't worry, guys. He's like very dulcet, like just no motion. Don't worry, guys. I got wide gust now. Like what? Wait, you win that talent?
I didn't know that was a talent. I'll be real.
I know.
Do you actually think it's good or is it like a?
I have
meme?
no. I think it was.
Is there
I have no idea. Maybe he does think it's good. I'm not sure one way or another.
Does she still have the evasion gust talent?
No,
That's the reason why I can't give you a judgment on what Purge thinks of it, because I literally don't know all the talents for Drow. So
No, the evasion gust is not. It was replaced by the wide gust.
yeah, it was replaced by wide
this is so
gust.
And people memed about
Yeah.
it because they're like, why would I want this? Just so
Yo,
Wide
I
gust.
like the evasion gust. Why would I want wide gust?
Purge
God.
wants it.
Because
You have a lot. Whatever. I don't care.
what if you miss?
I'm not a character player. I don't care.
I,
Enjoy.
I do like the idea that there's no way that you would ever be able to guess based on Purge's tone. You have to guess based on the hero itself.
It's true.
So Bat Rider, that's a hero we haven't seen in any of the games we've done yet, right?
Yes.
Very-
It's a staple.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think they all suffer. Like whoever's laning against this Bat Rider probably doesn't enjoy their life. I don't see any form of hero that hits towers or scales into the
10
late game on
seconds
V Gaming
remaining.
though, so they're going to have to fulfill that with their last pick. But yeah, I mean the
5
Bat Rider
seconds
counter pick is very
remaining.
strong. Ooh, they're banning carries like that meet that criteria right now with Troll. Maybe they could get like a Terrorblade.
Terrorblade
He's
was
still in the pool.
Yeah, and then you're picking Drow. Like Drow Terrorblade's kind of a weird one, right? Because you're all base armor. She just can shred you potentially.
But can she do that if Bat Rider has killed her 18 times?
Yeah,
That's a real question.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Kill anybody
Red
18
team
times,
back.
Kill.
they're gonna be
If
losing.
you kill her, she's
Radiant
dead.
team pick.
Thank you for the top tier analysis, guys. what mid laner can you pick that can still deal with Bat Rider? Man.
They just banned them both. It's over. Lena? Perhaps?
No,
oh no, she's
Lena was
banned.
banned at the very start.
I don't know. You can always pick something that, like, is there anything that shoves the lane? Because if you can like shove the lane and then
5
go farm the
seconds
small camp, then
remaining.
maybe you recover your lane somewhat.
It's like what SF.
Yeah, Slark,
I think SF gets eaten alive by Bat, no?
Yeah. Storm Spirit.
That's okay.
Okay. Yeah, that.
pre 6, he's gonna die, but after 6, he's fine.
Yeah, and you like the important thing is you need to be you don't want to sit in lane very long against Bat Rider, so you need lane shove is like the biggest thing. So
I don't know if she'll do it, but you could like.
Select
Oh,
your hero.
okay.
Carry
Conqueror's going. Wait, is Conqueror mid?
No, carry Conquer.
Oh, it's Carrick. Oh, okay. That's the Eastern Europe thing he was telling me about.
Well, Arthur said this.
Arthur was saying sorry. Sorry, Arthur.
Arthur, yeah.
You could just swing the lane on Storm, right? You could just like block it or something into your tower and let it just go back and forth.
mhm.
And then that way you avoid laning against Bat Rider. I like Conquer a lot. I think Conquer is a great catch for Lycan and Drow Ranger. I think it answers a lot. I think the Bat Rider is going to stomp his lane, and I think Arrow's going to land 18 hooks, so this is a V Gaming win for me.
Fantastic Five have the momentum. They've got better team fight. They've got the fact that Lycan is just going to be able to make OD, Pudge, and Bane look very, very silly.
10
I think
seconds
Fantastic
remaining.
Five for Sam. If Sam is a dope
5
player, he's
seconds
going to carry
remaining.
this game.
We'll see what our casters have to say. We got our panel divided this time, so break the divide, break the tie. T-Panda and Harry Freak.
Well, all I can say is going to be a pretty difficult one because we have our opinions. Harry Freak and T-Panda here at the caster booth once again. I looked up some OD Pudge statistics, and they have played this combo 3 times in a row now. In this series, they played it 4 times in a row as a whole. They've played This is the 6th Pudge game that they've played. They've won 5 of them. They lost the last one. That's the only one they've lost in the last 3 months. So do you think OD Pudge is going to do the trick here again, Harry Freak?
I don't think so. I don't think so. It's gonna do the trick. I think when they lost it, they should have put it on the side for just a little bit so that teams forget about it, and then play it again maybe in a few series. But we talked about predictions. I think Fantastic Five have an awesome draft here. Just look at the laning phase here. Undying Drow. Perfect lane. Grimstroke, Lycan. These supports, Pudge and the Bane, they're gonna get destroyed by the Lycan Wolves plus the Inkswell. And the Storm Spirit against the Batrider, if the Storm knows the matchup, and considering both of the heroes are kind of in the meta right now, I don't think the Storm is gonna be making a mistake of dying in that lane. Actually, the Batrider sometimes tends to overextend, and against the Storm, you could die. So I'm looking at Fantastic Five, and I kind of feel like they could go really strong out of all 3 of their lanes, and then the Inkswell plus the Wolves, they're gonna be the bane of the existence of these supports on the side of V Gaming. And as I said, Fantastic Five, they're looking to me like they are the better team in the mid game, and they definitely have the tools to hunt down V Gaming all around the map.
I love how you phrase the bane of existence when V Gaming is playing it.
Yeah.
I'm all in for puns. I don't know. I'm impressed with this one because V Gaming, yeah, we've seen the combos worked. We mentioned that, or talked at least on off stream, that Arrow with his Pudge was a decisive factor why V Gaming came out so strong into the laning phase, why they won their lanes, how they were able to get that good game going. It was primarily because of such a good Pudge game that he was offering for his team. But the deck has changed. The Fantastic Five in Game 2, they had empowered lanes, they had better early game lanes. It looks like they have even better lanes now. Like, where do you draw the line?
Well, there is a potential to for V Gaming to again crush this Pudge and the OD lane. I think this might be the easiest lane for them yet, but I think Fantastic Five have gotten used to it. As you said, they played the Pudge OD against them a long time ago. Now they played it twice in a row. I don't think they're gonna be making that many mistakes of dying on the bottom lane.
Yep. Lopez has now cancelled 5 times on that stroke of fate. Finally gets it to connect onto TA2000, who's now being chased up by Samsung. If you can get those wolves in front and just right-click away, you get some good body blocks going. He's trying to anticipate the paths of this Kunkka, still going at it. It does look like this Kunkka will be safe in the end. Half of his HP pool gone, though. Requires a bit of regen. However, Antoa, is he going to be lucky because Dara and Lopez both chasing him. 5 seconds cooldown for another slow. They have decay. This should be first blood for Fantastic Five. Nightmare thrown out by some time. Self burnt. Not going to be enough. First blood for Lopez.
But on the bottom lane, Realm is again gonna get hooked, and Arrow continuing with his, I'd say, perfect accuracy in the first few minutes of the game. It's just amazing what this guy is doing.
Well, I kind of was it on the Monday cast when I was talking about the Pudge pick that we had, where we're kind of discussing and thinking about like is don't remember which player it was exactly, but who's the Wayne Gretzky of playing Pudge, because he's definitely landing a lot of these hooks, and again Tira just walks in between so that Realm doesn't get hooked and have a tiny pause as well. But how do we see this laning stage roll out? Because Dara already did some very good body blocking, preventing Realm from getting hooked, because that's primarily the weakness here for Realm, that if he gets out of position, this Drow has no movement speed to run away.
As I said, Dara should now be used to how he needs to play against the Pudge. The Drow Ranger and the Undying actually can kill the Pudge if he's not careful. We see the go there, just keep him low, and then he cannot be annoying to the Undying. Undying wins the trade, and the Drow against the OD, she's gonna be farming okay, not perfect, but okay is fine for the Drow. You need a lot of levels, and that's about it.
Yeah. Also about the safe lane for V Gaming, the Kunkka +1 seems to be a thing of Eastern Europe too, because I've seen it a lot by Keratic, who in D2CL, for example, he won most of his games with this +1 Kunkka. Hasn't had so much success yet in DPC. Maybe TA2000 joins the club of victorious safe lane Kunkkas. Who knows?
I was kind of expecting a Sven to come out in this game because you want something that's gonna give tankiness to your heroes. But I guess Kunkka fits that role as well, considering that your supports are gonna be a little bit more tanky because of the rum. The problem here lies is that Fantastic Five, they don't have to take big fights. They can only pick up the supports left and right and then leave the course for last. And Drow Ranger, she's very good at running down heroes when they just don't have anyone to assist them. So Kunkka, he is great, but you need to be the ones that are catching enemies. If the fight is starting off with Fantastic Five running in with the wolves with the inks, well, it's gonna be disastrous for the side of E-Gaming.
At least in terms of CS, it is the Lycan who is a tiny bit behind, but at least Samsung, once he starts to pick up those levels, he's got really good strength gain on this Lycan 3.4. That's definitely going to help him CS better, get more HP. Much more harder for this Kunkka to drive this Lycan out of the lane. Plus, when you have that shapeshift at level 6, well, things are going to change dramatically at that point.
You probably can't drive him out the lane ever, but look at this. And now Grimstroke has been caught. This is most likely a kill.
And it will be. Torrent into Tidebringer with a combination of Brain Sap and easy pickings on this 600 max HP Grim, who doesn't even get to use his stick. He's got 7 charges, though, for the next time he shows up in lane. But does he want to TP mid? Not actually. Storm doesn't have his bottle yet. Otherwise, it would have been a bottle refill teleport potential there. Sap thrown up into the air again. Lopez wants to use the Inkswell on the Wolves. It does connect on the Bane. Bit of harassment, but not enough for a kill.
Nah, they're not going to be able to get the kill unless they have a level 2 Inkswell, or maybe at least a level 2 Stroke of Fate. The Bane, one of the tankier heroes, of course, and with the Brain Sap, he's always going to be okay. So for now, V-Gaming, I'm liking how their top lane is going. With the Lycan, usually he goes toe-to-toe with all of the cores, but the Kunkka is just such a threat to his Wolves that he can't send them forward, so he's definitely going to be lacking in the CS department.
He is. He does have that extra tankiness, considering that Kunkka is primarily physical damage, and you do have that very early picked up Helm of Iron Will, basically empty inventory, rush Dominator build. So with that HP reach and extra armor, Kunkka's capability of driving this Lycan away from the lane also kind of diminishes a little bit. But I agree, you don't want to feed those Wolves for nothing. And now looking for a kill opportunity as well with the Wolves body blocking the Kunkka. But man, this guy is tanky. He's got 1,000 HP already at level 4. How do you kill this guy? You just simply can't. You can harass him, but you can't drive him out completely.
Yeah, that laughter you heard, that was kind of the Kunkka getting tickled by the damage, because Fantastic Five, they just don't have enough to kill him. They should be focusing on the Bane most likely, given that with the Helm of Iron Will on him as well, he's gonna be getting almost back up to full before they have their next set of spells. So taking his life away or even forcing him out of the lane is gonna be next to impossible for Fantastic Five here. Just get the levels, get the Helm of the Dominator, and then you can show the real strength of this lane.
Yeah, very big importance here as well for the OD to hit that good timing on the Meteor Hammer. He's 500 gold short. And Grimstroke is already pretty early here into this mid lane. Lopez probably was looking for a bit of harassment onto this Bat Rider. Marine, he is level 6. I'm not sure if they can kill this all the way because they need to combine their spells perfectly. It's a close one, but again, it's just not enough. And they might just turn around with this. Meanwhile, Arrow has been killed by Realm. And Lopez looks to fall. Realm actually dies at the same time, so that's pretty big of a loss here for Fantastic Five. However, Marine does get lassoed up, but do you have the damage for this kill? Like, they can't pull it all the way through. They can't get the kill on the Grim. They can't quite get the Storm Spirit. However, just gets the jump out. Sips before the Nightmare connects. And even puts 2
the
points
flame
in.
break. Okay, he's gonna be able to get himself out. So he had 6 stacks on him with the flame break. Would have hurt him, but probably wouldn't have killed him. But Marine gets himself out, but okay, Dara denies himself. I thought that Blaze killed him as well.
Classic move. Though, one question here. Bane going for 2 points in Nightmare above 2 points in Brain Sap. It looked like there was a moment where he needed that extra cast range. It's only plus 75, but he wanted to catch the Storm Spirit with that second point. Then Storm just zapped, so was it primarily just because of that kill attempt? Because now you don't have the harassing tool of the Brain Sap.
I kind of feel like you max out the Nightmare over the Brain Sap, but that second point of Brain Sap is actually the only one that you take because it doubles your damage, right? So it's kind of weird that he didn't. Maybe it was the heat of the moment. You usually do see Brain Sap at least twice, so most likely gonna be the heat of the moment there for him.
5 kills in the first 7 minutes. Kunkka leading by a mile here. 49 CS, 22 denies against Sam here in this lane. Plus 1 kill on top. Off to a great start. Even looking at net worth, like, which usually is like plus 8 minutes or so, he's already by a mile. He's at 3,600 net worth. He's really drawing this big lead for himself, which is kind of good to have on your Kunkka. Meanwhile, bottom though, Dara low on HP. He gets the heal out just in time, but that decay won't go out. And Lays, he might just live against Realm. No, he doesn't. You could almost say false sense of security there for a moment. Arrow was also killed by Lopez. And Hayes is all by himself. He's been spotted. He does get the flame breakout, but the TP, is he gonna go through? Yes, it will. No mana on the Batrider, so Drow lives.
Yeah, beautifully done by Realm there. And also the Undying, I actually thought he was gonna put the tombstone before getting Astral. He was, he almost got brought down before. If he didn't get the tombstone down there, the Drow Ranger would have died as well to the OD. But in the end, he managed to get it off, and because of it, they'll be able to run down 2 heroes, of course, with the rotation of the Grimstroke. That's gonna leave Sam alone on the top lane. And this Kunkka, the A2000, he is getting massive by the minute. The problem is he can't kill the Lycan, and if he leaves the lane, his tower is gone. So I'm pretty curious to see what is he gonna decide to do and where is he gonna move, considering that if he leaves this lane, his tower is gone. Maybe they really want to attempt to kill this Lycan, considering he doesn't have his ulti now.
Agreed. Yeah, I feel like this Kunkka can still do some big things, but Lays, however, I feel like Fantastic 5, they found their weapons for this bottom lane and pulling it off nicely with another kill onto Lays. That's his 2nd death. So in a total, 4 deaths for V Gaming, all in this bottom lane. Mid lane is actually going pretty decent for the Batrider, but they have, well, like you said, you're playing the 3rd game in a row against this same duo in the lane. You've got to learn later or sooner.
Yeah, and they have a Lycan who can stay alone. They know that they have no ways to break the Meteor Hammer on the Astral Imprisonment, so that's why they're sending 3 heroes in the bottom lane. But now he's getting gone on, and these 2 supports, they're scary.
This is big. It's big if they could even kill him, but at the same time, they're contesting the stacks that Hayes has been farming here, which is a good move from Fantastic 5. Get a bit of XP for themselves and diminish the farm of this Batrider, forcing him all the way back to base to fill that fountain. Fill that bottle in the fountain, that is. And he's just finished his TP boots, so he might appear anywhere. That is something that Fantastic 5 might have to be careful of if that first teleport leads into a creep wave.
And we can see Sam on the top lane. He's trying to find out where the Kunkka is the second when he shows on this lane. They now know they don't want to bring the Drow there. If the Kunkka TP somewhere, Realm will probably go to the top lane to help push the tower and then just farm the triangle and go back and forth between the camps. But that needs to happen when the Kunkka goes out. That's why we see the A2000, he's not moving away from this lane. But still, them not killing the Lycan, it's definitely not working out well. And Fantastic 5, for the past 3-4 minutes, they're getting more of the map, and they're going to be the ones making the first move.
Now, Odie able to start pushing this tower down because this bottom lane has been abandoned by the Drow Ranger. Realm wanting to move more into the jungle, more towards the triangle, while his team is making space, and they are making some moves towards the top lane to get a kill onto this Pudge, and Arrow will be the first one here. Maybe they can get this tower to follow up too. It might even be a tower trade once again, because Lays has got that hammer off cooldown again. We'll be continuing that push on bottom. A bit of money and a bit of space and a bit of map control now for both sides with these towers falling.
Yep, the problem here is Fantastic 5, they're gonna be using the space a lot better, given that if there's a hero from V Gaming in their jungle, an Inkswell on the Wolves could bring him down, and V Gaming, they need to use their Kunkka to be able to catch people with the next, and if he moves away from here, they're gonna be sitting ducks now. At least he's gonna catch Melrine.
Actually gets the torrent to connect, but he's all by himself. Knows that he's not going to throw his full combo in, even if he catches the storm. So Melrine was probably relying on that too. Then I don't mind being hit by a low damage torrent at this point. He says the Kunkka is only level 10, probably 1 point in that. Not going to take that much damage off of him. But V Gaming are TPing in towards mid, and everybody, the entire server is now in mid at 11 minutes, and the hook will connect from Arrow. Shapeshift does fly out from Samsam, but they've got the lasso. The jump from Malrine, looking for some targets. The Ord for the Vortex, gets Arrow, looks for Lays, gets another, and the Batrider falls too, and a double kill from Malrine. And TA2000, he's punishing, he's slapping, and he's dealing damage, and he will take down Malrine to get 1 kill for V Gaming, but the fight's not over because Realm is coming from the low ground. They've got the Fiend script for a moment. Lopez, can he do much? They're buying time for the Kunkka to disengage. They will sack the Bane's life. Make it 1 for 4 for Fantastic 5.
It's very hard for V Gaming to find the fight if they're not the ones initiating it. The boat isn't the first thing that connects. They went onto the Undying. He again got the Tombstone off in a perfect position, and every single time V Gaming, they see a fight, they're committing on it, and you just cannot disengage from this Tombstone. So getting an X first, get that boat, get the first kill, and then maybe you can fight. This kind of fights are always gonna be ending badly for you. It's good that they're not gonna be taking that much damage on the mid lane tower, but V Gaming, their mid game not starting off that well, and they're trying to change it immediately with the smoke towards the bottom lane.
Maybe they can get something done because Soulbind is on cooldown, Shapeshift's on cooldown, no Flesh Golem. So V Gaming has a tiny upper hand here if they take a small skirmish, looking for a pick-off, knowing that Fantastic 5 is not ready for a full-on team fight. And now in mid, Storm reveals himself. The bait has been set by Hayes, but Hayes is already losing his life, and they can't get in time. They won't be able to save him. However, Bane doesn't get the Nightmare off either, and that will leave them with just a kill on Lopez. Or do they even get this one? Well, they will. They will secure that at least for themselves, make it a 1-for-1 trade, but still on the pressure. Realm, a lot of damage is flying through. These zombies are slowing down Pudge, and of course Realm, with just one right click, he procs the marksmanship, and now a bolt is about to land on top of the Drow Ranger of Ice Vortex. The Vortex will be used at the same time on delays, but Realm is left all by himself, and TA2000 with the rotation, and Toa gets the dominating streak for himself, and they've even found a Storm with the Meteor Hammer on top, right out of the prison. But he will still end up dying to the tick damage. As soon as his hero appears again, he just ends up falling. V Gaming finds some kills for themselves. It is a 2-for-2 trade in the end. Dying, well, he's actually dying to Hayes, so make that a 3rd kill. Shapeshift been used. Look at this fight, just never seems to end as well because they've got themselves the Centaur coming in with the Inks. Well, the hook save from Arrow. Is it enough though? The Centaur's running in. The prison save. They've got nightmares. Can they keep the Bane from safety from the enemy's hands? He's healing himself up with the Brain Sap, and they're all there. Again, all 5 heroes from V Gaming. They protect the Bane. He was the one who took the bullet last time for his team. Now they all group up to save their Pause 5.
Yeah, they saved him, and that was pretty nice. Fantastic 5, let's go back to when this fight actually started in the mid lane, where they, when they went for the Batrider, a very nice call to be able to finish him off. They could have gone out Fantastic 5, but they kind of smelled blood and wanted to go for more, overextending for a second. Then we saw V Gaming, when the Tombstone ended, they were able to kill the Drow, and a few more kills did follow. So very nicely done by them, understanding their opportunity there and just using it for a second. So it's not only about you making the moves, also punishing small mistakes from Fantastic 5, and they did make a slight misstep there, immediately punished by V Gaming. That's going to be the first, actually the second death of the Drow in this game, so quite a nice response coming out from them.
That is, and also getting the dominating streak, which was a lot of money into the hands of the Bane. One thing that I don't think we discussed this too much, but the Pudge meat hook is also a great counter against the dummies, so he's just instantly one-shotting all the creeps if the hook connects.
I don't know if you saw him, he was constantly hunting for those, and you can see the Lycan kind of protecting it with the wolves.
Okay. Tries to catch the Ogre. Ogre's too smart for Pudge.
Yeah, that means that the Pudge wouldn't really do well in an IQ test, but whatever.
Probably.
So the game does slow down right now, Panda, and I'm not sure if Fantastic 5 even want to make a move. I think they'd rather react to V Gaming coming in, and then with a good Tombstone just protecting an area that they're controlling. And V Gaming, before the BKB on the Batrider, they probably don't feel too eager to go for a fight. So we might be seeing a few minutes of just ceasefire here for this game.
Yep, and I'm just looking at this Storm Spirit. He's going for Lincoln Sphere after he's finished his Kaya. He does not want to get hit by anything. Not the lasso, not the prison, not the X mark, not the Fiend script. There's so much single target here for V Gaming. So it is the smart call to go for it. Never mind. Never mind. I'll take my words back. He's going for BKB instead. Now he's going for Lincoln's. Can you make up your mind? I'm not sure if he's listening to us right now, but still, he's pondering his options. He might even go for both.
Yeah, he was hearing. He wanted to go for the BKB, changing his mind there, but you praised him for the Lincolns. Then he's like, T-Panda, the great Dota expert. I'm gonna be listening to him. So he goes back to the Lincolns, and now he is gonna commit to it with the perseverance. And immediately they go for a smoke.
Well, this is the time to go for it. We do have that big Thunderhide, which can't be killed by a hook, so Pudge beware. The jump from the Inkswell, right on top of Lays. They've got the stun combination, and this OD is completely evaporated. The both connect onto 2, and there's also the Kunkka now in the middle of this fight. They take down the Drow, and Antoa coming in with a buyback. The Fiend script onto Samsung, but it's instantly cancelled. Can't get the control of this Lycan at all, and Antoa just goes for a straight up dieback. They do have the lasso connected all to 1, but still TA2000. The big problem is this Kunkka. They need to kill everybody else, but can they get to him? Samsam gets a double kill. The Thunderhide gets the last right click in to secure the kill onto this Batrider. Arrow might have just gone a bit too deep. That's an easy one here for Samsam and Malrine, but TA2000, the last raid boss. You killed everybody else, but you forgot this guy. And Lays comes in, he's got the prison, he's got the Meteor Hammer. That will be the death of this Storm Spirit. Malrine fallen. Pretty hectic fight. It ends up being 4-4.
Yeah, big bloodbath, and actually the OD managed to come back to life, given how long that fight was going on. Some fantastic fighting through the whole shapeshift, and actually lasts quite a long time, 28 seconds there. So when the Drow Ranger gets a defensive item or someone on his team gets it, it's gonna be quite tough for V-Gaming to finish him off. They kill him during the stuns from the X. So the boat connects, the torrent connects, and he dies. When he has a Force Staff to reposition himself, those Tombstone slows are gonna become a problem, and I think the Tombstone for V-Gaming in this one is gonna be a much bigger problem than in the previous one, given that they have 0 heroes who can deal with it, and this might be something that actually decides the outcome of this game.
Shadowblade now picked up on Kunkka. Silver Edge will be his item of choice. We're gonna get extra damage coming after this Kunkka, and those right clicks, they're gonna start to hurt. Even if Drow has a lot of armor as an Agi hero, she is also gonna feel those Tidebringers.
Yeah, Realm.
Looking at here.
Realm is definitely going to be in some trouble in the next 5 to 10 minutes of the game before he gets his BKB, before they get some defensive items to protect him, and that's the timing that V-Gaming need to use. They're gonna have the BKB on the Batrider as well, so we could be seeing V-Gaming being the ones to force the issue right now. The problem is their mid lane tower isn't there, so it's more map control for Fantastic 5, who are pushing forward.
He's already caught the first one inside the prison. They're being very cautious of this Undying. They don't want to expend too many resources on this support. Even pops a drum charge again and on the run, but Hayes is still running him down. That flame break damage is a lot, and the lasso will be used. They need to make sure the boat will connect as well, and they do have the Lycan held in place. And V-Gaming will find 2 quick kills, plus the nominated Overlord creep. 250 gold taken. And that also goes to Kunkka, and another one, and that's going to be Locas caught by Lays. And this Grimstroke, even if the hook misses, you are going to burn alive as this Batrider makes quick work of that, and into the Roche pit we go.
Very smart from V-Gaming there, how they approached that fight. They went for the Undying, but not committing super hard, so that if he drops the Tombstone, they can get themselves out, right? And then the fight kind of went 2 ways. The Undying dying on one part, not using the Tombstone, and then on the other part of the fight, they could take 2 heroes, not taking down the Force. The Storm and the Drow remain alive, but V-Gaming, they get a beautiful fight and the Roche. So this is a good preparation for them to possibly even push this mid lane tower.
It is a victory for them. They know that this Kunkka is getting stronger and stronger. Still unkilled this game so far. He's the only hero who hasn't died once. Samsam is the one who has 1 death under his belt. This Lycan has also been pretty tricky to catch. They do feel like they found their answers to it. Now Realm has to be careful. Malrine's also got only 200 HP. And Lays just literally... Oh, God, did you see him? Ooh!
Ooh, the Storm Spirit took down the trees, and he had the angle there. The OD, he
Yep.
saw him for a second, but he gets himself out. He just got delivered the TP. He didn't have it. If it didn't get delivered right now, he would definitely be going down. But coming back to this T-Panda, he's getting way too powerful. Level 20 on TA2000, and at some point he could be starting to one-shot these supports. Imagine you're an Undying, you're like baiting to use a tombstone, and then bam, you just get drowned by the Kunkka. So Fantastic Five, they need to be very careful how they're approaching this guy, because he hits like a truck at this point. And both the Undying and the Grimstroke, even the Lycan, could be in a lot of trouble from the Tidebringer.
Bit of pressure here into mid. Action Rune. Antoa secures the DD Rune, even though TA2000 was probably yelling gimme, gimme, gimme. But it's better for the Bane to secure it than the Storm Spirit stealing it, because that would also enable a fight. I just hear a shapeshift. Yes, I did. Sam has popped his ulti.
I think he was hoping to save his dominated creep. I think that was the idea, but the Pudge eating it, they just made short work of it. So he was hoping not to give the enemies that gold.
Just play. Meanwhile, they found Lopez.
This
Somehow-
is
Yeah.
go on.
I was just saying, basically, Lopez has a ring of Jennifer Lopez to it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Does
Maybe
it
he's
really?
a pop singer. I don't know. And okay, maybe it's just me.
Maybe, or maybe I just can't hear it. So now V Gaming, they can do whatever they want. Kunkka is running around the map, and everyone has to run away from him. Everyone he sees, they're just dead.
Bottom.
And maybe this could be a good fight with the Tombstone on the high ground. Nope, just run away. Fantastic Five, this is not the fight for you.
Well, at least it is a successful tombstone placed down. Outside of that, it is a dead Undying. Hayes also finds it. Is it a bait in the end? Because Fantastic Five, they're actually stacking up with 3 heroes, potentially playing a defensive position for themselves. Nope, Alvin is just sufficed with farming the hard camp, moving themselves away from the vicinity of danger. V Gaming, though, smoked up, cutting through the mid-wave, straight towards the triangle, knowing they have a tiny advantage. And they also know about the shapeshift still being on cooldown. So TA2000, if he catches a glimpse of the Drow, doesn't, but the jump comes out. They do have the Aegis still up on this Kunkka. 1800 health that needs to be bursted through. Hayes, he's got the lasso. Realm would be the one caught, and they also drop the hammer right on top of the Drow Ranger, down to 500 HP, and Realm still fighting for his chance to live, but it's not going to be happening this time. And his life will be taken and stolen away from him. Samsam, he just got a shapeshift up, and he's going to lose it right away. Even this prison throne in the end, Lays wants to make sure, yes, he drops the hammer on top, but he's already a dead man. And that is 3 for V Gaming, and they keep the Aegis.
This is one of those situations when you're just so strong, no matter where you fight, no matter what the enemies do, you're gonna be winning the fight. And V Gaming understanding that, but Fantastic Five, they take the bait. They're like, yo, this guy is too deep. But nope, that's not gonna be the case. They don't even take away half of his HP, and he has an Aegis, mind you. So there was absolutely no chance for Fantastic Five to win that fight, and they still kind of went for it, thinking they can jump the backline, and now going for a smoke, attempting to kill the Kunkka when his Aegis does expire, but it's still gonna be there for another 45 seconds.
I hope they timed it as well, because 40 seconds, that's still quite a lot of time. And that smoke, that's going to expire before it. Probably 15 seconds-ish still remaining on their smoke, and Kunkka's cutting waves. Do they turn around? No, they keep on going. Doesn't look like Kunkka is even a target here.
They want to get on. They want to get on the top part of the map, push in the lanes, and get their enemies out of the triangle. You can't fight Fantastic Five. They found it out in the previous one. They needed to get smashed to understand it. So now they're just trying to split push as much as they can. Though Sam,
They
that's
baited
not gonna
Hayes
work
at
the greatest
least.
for him.
Firefly being used up, and this Batrider pops his BKB, trying to hope for a little runaway, and looks like they don't have any damage to him either, so he's just going to go out. Meanwhile, Lays, he drops down the hammer. That will connect onto Deira. Undying thrown into the air, broken by TA2000. They've got the ulti as well on Lopez. And that hunt ends up being V Gaming's fortune. They find 2 kills, maybe even 3. Malrin, he's hiding in the trees. What is he doing here? He's playing with fire. Odie. They're coming back. They're all just turning their attention all the way back towards the Storm Spirit, but Lays, he lives. They're forcing them back again, returning to the triangle.
Rena's
Still
again
keeping an eye
gonna
open
come
on it. Yeah,
hunt him.
he's still hunting him, yeah. Relentless.
The problem for Mallory now is that he's the one on the vision. It's not actually the OD. If he gets Astral here, he could be losing his life, especially with the Pudge coming over. And he's gonna get out in time.
Needs to pay attention. Lays very close to blinking to him, and now Malrine reveals himself, but so does the Pudge. Just decides to eat the OD. You're safer inside me, he says.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And they will keep
At
the
least-
OD up. Meanwhile,
At least that little move opened up the map a little bit for the Drow Ranger. They know that this Drow needs to get massive. The problem is that the Kunkka, by the minute, is getting stronger and stronger. And now having the AC, your piercing shots, they're not going to be going through that extra armor. And Kunkka has a ton of it. So even if you get a lot of piercing shots in a row, this Kunkka is still going to survive. But Fantastic Five, they want to fight. Just not sure how well they can do that one, given that their triangle has been taken by the enemies.
they also have a hunch too, because they are smoked up on the OD, on the Pudge. Drow reveals his location. The Wolves is still giving information. Kunkka is also hiding in the trees. Very good positioning here from V Gaming. Halting it out, playing the Roche side of the map, preparing for the Roche contest as well, because it's only 1 minute away from spawning. That's the minimum timer. And the Fantastic Five, they can't find an opening, not quite yet. And Undying is thinking about building a Lotus Orb, which makes a whole lot of sense, given the whole Lincoln's discussion we had about the Storm Spirit before. TA2000 walks into the jackpot, and he just wipes out the Grimstroke. No, he doesn't. He doesn't get the kill. The lasso save. They're putting everything on top of each other. Sam, though, does he get killed? Lopez is down. And Sam runs away, but look at these creeps. They're hacking down Lays and almost gets the kill on the OD.
Storm
Meanwhile,
caught.
in the river, Storm Spirit caught inside, and Hayes will make sure that this kill goes through. Dara on the run, and Drow trying to TP out. Drow should be able to. He's very close to canceling that too, or at least giving the vision for Kunkka to get the X mark out, but it's a disaster strike situation for Fantastic Five.
Yeah, V Gaming, they didn't have to make this move, but they saw they were very decisive there. Just instant TPs from two of their heroes, knowing where the enemies are, and just running in without fear. As I said, this Kunkka, he cannot die. There is no way in hell. 5 heroes surround him. I don't know if they bring him down. If his teammates are on the other part of the map, they'll still make it in time.
And look at this Kunkka just barely taking any damage. This Drow is just tickling him, and now he's getting turned around on with the Torrent. X-Mark both is arriving as well on top of Realm. The Force Staff save at least, but Pudge is also being pushed forward. Inkswell stun on 2. There's a small opening for Fantastic Five. Do they have damage for it? They will take down Arrow, pushing away Batrider. But TA2000, he's still the raid boss in the front line. Lays very low on HP. Locate throws in the Inkswell onto the Wolf and trying to get the stunner connection at least, but the Soulband with the back line. Valorine, he does get the connection on 2. Vice Vortex is, but Lays, he's setting up for another Meteor Hammer. Does it connect? Yes, it does. Valorine is all by himself in the back. They have at least killed Realm and Dara. That is TA2000. He's just clearing up the back line. And still can't get any kills. Fantastic Five, they only get the Arrow Pudge with the help of the multi-shot from the Drow. But that's it. That's really just it.
That was a beautiful bait coming out from Fantastic Five. They almost won that fight. If the OD and the Batrider had fallen, then they could have been able to run down the Kunkka. But just taking the kind of the heroes away from the Drow Ranger, the Kunkka, he understands it. He turns around, and on those zombies, he just does so much damage with the Tidebringer. The Drow Ranger loses more than half of her HP, and then she was just 1 hit away from dying. Before this Drow has a BKB, she just can't go toe-to-toe with the Kunkka. TA2000 will always take her life. So now level 25, he went for the -2 seconds Tidebringer cooldown. We're not going to be seeing a Ghost Ship fleet, but there's going to be so much damage going the way of Fantastic Five that I'm not sure they deal with it quite well right now. Yet at least this Kunkka's BKB is getting low, but TA2000 getting stronger and stronger and scarier. Fantastic Five shaking in their boots right now.
Agreed. The Satanic is going to be up soon as well, and Kunkka is going to be breaching that 4,000 HP marker with the armlet on. Really raid boss material. 25 plus armor. Drow is not doing any damage. Realm is having big issues with this Kunkka. It seems like they can kill everybody else. But you have this Kunkka, who has, by the way, 11,000 more net worth than the next core. And that's also on your team. Look at that number, 24k. That is just absolutely ridiculous on this Kunkka.
Yeah, he is 6 slotted 30 minutes into the game. It's just too much. I don't think that first game the Medusa had this much farm. So perfect lane, perfect rotations. TA2000, he knew what he needed to do. 13-0-9, and now they're gonna be getting Fantastic 5 away from the bottom lane. They might try to chase here, but we'll see.
Obviously,
We'll see if
Samsam,
they
he
can
just
catch him.
literally walks into this, but he's still tanking, baiting, getting the lasso, wants to target the Drow, the big target. There's the Soulbind connecting onto the Pudge, and Pudge, well, it's just a piece of wet paper, but also Haze, that's an Aegis burnt. Meanwhile, TA2000 coming in from the back, they want to try and collapse on top of Haze, maybe get the Batrider kill, but this Kunkka looking for targets. He is literally a heat-seeking missile here, looking for anything he can hit, and he's targeting the Lycan right now. Now turns around and just slices Locust with that Sidebringer. Absolutely horrendous damage from this Kunkka when he throws in that one hit. Oh,
Yeah, the
you
zombies
gotta be
now,
careful for that.
yeah, the Tombstone that we were thinking like, oh, this is gonna win the game for Fantastic 5. Now these zombies are actually playing into V Gaming's favor, given that they're just always giving Kunkka a target to hit. And with the minus 2 seconds on the Tidebringer, or 2 seconds cooldown on the spell, it's just easy for him to do whatever he wants. At TA2000, he's not done. He's going
Look
for
at
more.
this guy. Look at this guy. He's just enjoying himself right now. Tidebringer again. One more should do to kill the Drow Ranger, but he can't close in the distance, and I think he's gonna get kited out a bit here. Realm though. Oh, range creep hit. Not enough range. Pushes away the Batrider, but Haze is relentless, and he will drive Realm down to the ground, and Dara will be the next one.
He kind of used the boat there to make Undying feel a little bit better. It's kind of feels bad when you just get one-shotted every single time. The only reason he survived the first hit was because of the blast rig. The Undying himself, if he doesn't have that neutral item, he just gets destroyed immediately by the Kunkka. So Fantastic 5, they just don't have the tools to fight right now because they don't have the damage. The Drow Ranger, usually a hero that you look forward to doing so much damage.
Looking a bit, at least they will find that Toa. He's getting silenced up. We have an Orchid on the Lycan to get that out, but not going to be enough. Lasso onto the Lycan, and he will be pincered between V Gaming's cores, and they will make sure that Locust and Samsam both will follow. 2 kills again for V Gaming, pushing down this tier 2 tower. We're starting to knock on the Radiant's door here on the high ground. TA2000 leads the charge.
Radiant structures are fortified.
He's gonna be leading it forever here. I don't know if they have to go back, but they might just respect Fantastic 5. Considering you're going up against the Drow Ranger, you know, on the high ground, of course, she's gonna be able to do enough damage. And if TA2000 dies once in this game, it could be disastrous for them. So I'm guessing V Gaming do not want to risk anything. They'll just go back, take down all of the outer towers, and then the game becomes almost impossible for Fantastic 5, and not like it already isn't.
You could put the net worth of the Undying, the Grimstroke, and the Lycan together, and you would still have more on the Kunkka.
This just goes to show, guys, we're living in capitalism, so gold means everything, and TA2000 showing it here.
All about the economy, baby. However, Maxwell jump nicely connecting onto the Malrine, gets some damage, but the Pudge walks out, the Bane walks out. Multi-shot though, Brain Sap save for a second, and Pudge eats the guy and thinks
The
away.
beast
Meanwhile,
is here
TA2000's
now.
like, oh, you give me some free kills here. Kunkka on the hunt, trying to catch this Undying. It feels like an endless chase. He gets a 4-step from Haze to get the right click in. Oh man, Fantastic 5. What can he do? TA2000 onto the high ground. He slices half of like his HP pool with that one right click, and that was even without the Silver Edge being used.
The Storm Spirit with this kind of a build, he doesn't do that much burst damage because he doesn't have the Orchid, and that's why the Bane managed to survive. Having the Glimmer Cape, he's gonna be okay, and of course the Pudge save in the end. But Fantastic 5, we can see that they're going for this different approach here for the Stone Spirit to have a refresher, to have the double pull with the Aghanims, and maybe the zombies keeping the enemies in place for long enough for Realm to do the damage. So they have an idea of how they want to fight, because split pushing now, it's impossible. Pickoffs, almost impossible, maybe on the Bane, but very hard to do with double saves. So it's all about the team fight. How do we win the team fight? And their idea is, let's have a refresher on the Storm Spirit. Will it work out? Well, that's something that we'll find out in the next 5 minutes or so, Panda, because this game is soon coming to an end.
It does definitely feel like it. And you talked about the Orchid. It did go for the Lycan. It feels like the Stormer wants to prioritize different items here. Talked about he needed a save item, went for the Lincolns. He needs some way to initiate for his team because they are missing that traditional blink stun hero. So he's kind of forced to go for that AoE Vortex with the Aghanims, and you have the Kaya as your basic stat item. So if you have the Orchid on the Lycan, it's still not enough. You're going to need like two of these Orchids. You're going to need a second Grimstroke in your team to throw in another Soulbind to get a 4-man Orchid Silence. And it still might not be enough because then there's the BKBs on your opponent's team. On the Kunkka, on the Batrider, they're just either going to save or push you away from these fights and not enable you to lock down anybody. And the entire Fantastic 5 boot camp has apparently just gone offline, so I'm gonna have to wait for the boys to return. It does pain me a little bit to feel like they never got to play it through. They have 1 minute left. The game's gonna be unpaused in 60 seconds, and at that point, well, nobody's on the server. The game's just going to recognize that you have less than 10 seconds. It's kind of like an automatic GG call, basically.
Yeah.
So the game just ends there.
Oh,
It's an unfortunate way to end it, but we have about 40 seconds. We have 1 player up on the server. So we need 4 more. Hopefully they all stay connected. Half a minute. I mean, we could literally bring up, if production would actually have a timer right now, it would be, build some suspense. We are going to go into the game view. We can see Undying has reconnected, but nobody else yet. It's only Deira who has reconnected to the game. Just the Undying.
I can't believe you told the viewers go make a sandwich or something. I'm here sweating and looking and like waiting. Let's go, Fantastic 5, go in. This is the tension that we're looking for, T-Panda. So definitely not a time to make a sandwich. Now in hindsight, we can say, oh, you had 20 minutes to do it. But man, it has been tense here, and 1 minute. They say 1 minute.
1 minute extra. Okay, so on top of the time already running out, 1 more extra minute, and I think that's going to be the end potentially, but we need 4 more players. I think the Undying is also telling the guys, like, internet, work, davai, because time is about to run out. We need our boys back on the server to continue this game all the way to the end. I would like to remind all of you viewers as well, because we do have another series of Eastern Europe right after this, so don't disappear anywhere from the channel. We still have a panel to discuss the post-game and everything we've discussed so far. Maybe we'll hear their thoughts about pepperoni pizza. And me and Harry Freak will continue casting another series later on. We had Windstrike versus Hydra, so we have a cool series.
Yo, Panda, you want me to translate this Russian to you? Because I know exactly what they're saying.
Go ahead.
Antoha asks,
if it's family friendly.
He asks, what's happening with you? He says, I have an internet and the other ones don't. And then Arrow told him, you are the chosen one. So, you know that the Undying is the chosen one. It seems like there's going to be more chosen ones here. So, Lopez is going to be Neo as well. Fantastic 5, hopefully the other 3 get their internet as well. We're all here sitting and hoping. The admins, they might say that the game won't be happening, but we hope that they have some space in their hearts to allow Fantastic 5 to come back.
They're giving all of their remaining time. So while we were off screen, V-Gaming did retract a couple minutes for themselves because, you know, if they were to connect, they would still be able to pause because of the reason that if they would have a disconnect, then Fantastic 5 could just play 5 versus 4. So they retracted 2 or 3 minutes of their time. So now they've given literally everything. We have lost the Undying, but... we are, you know, we're trying to build a hype cast of players reconnecting back to the server, and I hope that's going to happen because we could still watch some Dota. Otherwise, you know, it's not going to happen. But still, I want to keep my hopes up. I want to hope for these guys to come back on. Get back to the server. There's a game going on. Come on, guys. Get that network. I can't stress more.
We're going to watch Windstrike and Hydra. I think I can be a little bit of a downer now, so sorry about it.
And there we go. So the unpost comes out. It's going to be the Grimstroke. 1 versus 5. He's going to micro all of his heroes. He's going to put them all together. What does Loki want to do with them? He's going to go to the jungle with Malrine and Realm.
You know that guy that when rest of his team left, he doesn't want to leave the game, and then for the next 5 minutes you're pushing the tower. That's probably how they see Locas. They're probably typing to him right now, yo, disconnect please, don't waste our time, come on. But at least he's gonna be giving us a team fight, T-Panda, and it's gonna start right
Tombstone
now.
is down, Malrine jumps in, Locas with the Storm Spirit gets a 2-man stun, they've got the bubble, but TA2000 and he calls the GG. That was the initiation, that was the team fight. It finally comes to an end. V Gaming will take this series 2-1. We already knew the ending result was going to be something similar to this. And it didn't really change the dynamic of the story, even with the players disconnecting with their internets down. V Gaming take this series, and, well, there's not too much for us maybe to discuss here. We can do a quick recap here. I think we saw some really good fighting from Fantastic Five. I think they showed something, but obviously waiting a whole lot more from them during the course of this DPC. Young team, still getting to know each other's. V Gaming, though, they've been together a bit longer, and I think that their experience persevered here. What do you think, Harry?
Yeah, well, V Gaming, they played a solid game. Again, they're playing some weird picks that I didn't expect. And this Kunkka, it really caught me off guard. Very nice play coming out from TA 2000. And for me, he is the main hero that we're looking at here. He just got way too fat, way too fast, and Fantastic Five, they just didn't have an answer for him.
Well, we're done here with the cast here of this series. We do still go back to the panel, or we're going to hear some thoughts from Avo, Sheepo, and from Cap. So take it over, boys, after the break. Let's see what your thoughts are of the series.